Good. All right, Shalom. First off, give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rakar Kadash, the Binders and Apostles, and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, and women and children who follow. So, it's the brother Christ is I.
This is Yatazak.
And I wanted to do this lesson on the RFID chip. Of course, it's relevant with salvation, and it's one of the last prophecies that has to come to pass in order for us to get out of here. Okay, now this is actually the second time I had to do this lesson. The first time I did it, the app acted like it didn't want to close. So, Satan was kind of messing with me, but he can't stop this word. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into it.
All right, this is RFIDjournal.com. It says, new IC design promises to enable trillions of RFID tags.
That's right, it said trillions of RFID tags. It's only 8 billion people in the world. Okay? So, if they're trying to kill 2.5, or they're trying to kill 6.5 billion and leave 2.5 billion according to the Georgia Guidestones. So what does that tell you? That they're trying to develop this technology. Of course, we already said that it's used for other things, but they're trying to develop this technology for that mark of the beast system. Alright, so with that being said, the mark of the beast is the RFID chip, okay, and we're going to get it in the scriptures. So go ahead and switch over to the blue letter.
First one.
Revelation 13, and start at 9. No, 15, I believe.
Yeah. Revelation chapter 13, verse 15.
Speak up.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
That's right. That image of the beast is this Americanized system, this Americanized way of thinking. Okay, because in that day, if you don't take the RFID chip, you're going to be killed. Okay? The way they're going to have it set up is the dollar's going to crash. They're going to have a system come in to take its place, and that's going to be RFID technology. They're going to big it up. They're going to make it look so good to the people that they're going to flock to it. They're going to have no choice. Mainly the women, the single mothers, who say, "Oh, I got to feed my kids." The weak niggas and the millennials who are into all this new technology and things of that nature. Those are the people who are going to flock to it. But the true men of the Lord, they know the signs of the time. They're going to know that it's the mark of the beast, and they're going to deny it. Also, you're going to have a lot of so-called church folk, Christians, that are going to deny it as well. But go ahead, read that one more time.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as do not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
That's right, because you have what's called the red list, the blue list, and the green list. All right, if you're on the red list, those are people who are actively speaking out about this devil, actively speaking out about the RFID chip, about the concentration camps, about the coming judgment that's coming forth to Babylon, which is America. All right. Then you have the green list. Those are the people who are actively going to just take it. You offer it, they're going to take it. Like I said, the women, the weak niggas, the millennials, those type of people. Then you have the blue list. The blue list are the people who are kind of in the middle. The people who they believe they can convince to just go ahead and take it. Okay? Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
That's right. That mark. Matter of fact, you go to the interlinear and get that word mark right there, because it said that it doesn't matter if you're small, great, rich, poor, free, or bond. They're gonna all have to receive the mark. It doesn't matter if you're in jail, if you're LeBron James, or if you're oldest the bum on the street. It doesn't matter. Everybody's gonna have to make a decision on whether they're gonna take this mark or whether they're gonna, serve Satan or serve the Lord, basically. And most of them ain't even really serving Yahweh Shemel Shai, but it's gonna come to a point to where you're gonna have to make a choice.
This is G5480. It says Karagma, a stamp or an imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. The mark branded upon horses. Thing carved, sculpture, graven work.
That's what it is right there. A thing carved. It's literally going to be injected into your skin, underneath your skin, between your thumb and your index finger. Okay? And your blood, that's what's going to activate it. That's what's going to keep it. The heat in your blood is what's going to power it. Okay? They're going to take a needle like a tattoo gun. There's actually a lot of tattoo artists that are actually putting these tips into people. And they're going to inject it in you. That's why it's called a thin card. All right, a cutting in the flesh. And that's how they're going to put this RFID chip in you. All right, you can go back to the article. Was there more on that in Revelations?
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, let's go ahead and go back to the article.
Alright. It says, and Ping calls its new integrated circuit process its most significant innovation since the release of its Monza chip in 2005. The new IC will enable a smaller, faster, and more effective series of RFID chips that could fuel major advancement in the UHF RAIN RFID industry.
That's right. So we know it's used for more than just being the mark of the beast. We know it's used in clothing to track kids in Mexico. We know it's used to track dogs and to track or to hold different informations, to hold health records and things of that nature, and so on and so forth. But what it's majorly used for, look at that water over there. How deep the river is. Slakia. All this land over there. That's how deep the river got, but Slakia. But all that's, we know it's used for technologies and holding health records and so on and so forth. But its main purpose is going to be to put that inside you for the monetary purposes, to oversee all of your financial records, basically to have control over you, to track your movements. It's basically, like I said, to have control over you. There's nothing that you're going to be able to do without them knowing. And it's going to get in. We're going to get in that a little bit later in the article as well. Go ahead.
It says the Internet of Things, or IoT technology company Enping has.
Hold on. So the Internet of Things company, all right, it's talking about a specific company, but the Internet of Things is basically a lot of different devices around your house communicating with each other via Wi-Fi. So it's like your toaster talking to your refrigerator talking to your microwave talking to your thermostat talking to your door to lock it. All of them are going to be running on the same frequency, the same Wi-Fi, communicating with each other. That's what the Internet of Things is, and it works on a bigger scale depending on what circuit you have it on. But go ahead.
Internet of Things technology company Imping has developed new technologies for integrated circuits, or ICs, that will lead to a series of smaller, more functional RAIN RFID chips. Ultimately, the company reports the new chips will enable its technology partners to make tags and labels featuring significantly improved read distance, reliability, and speed.
right? So this says you're going to be able to read it from a further distance. So I'll give you an example of that. If you're riding in a car and the police are behind you, they can just, instead of you having to put your hand right next to a reader for it to be read, they can just scan you from the car behind you. And they'll be able to see everybody's chip who's in that car. Okay, did anybody have a warrant in that car via their chip? What do they have on their car or on the chip according to the factors? Is there a health risk? Is that a criminal up there? What's his background? All that information is going to be on these chips, so they'll be able to read it at a further distance. If it's a big concert or something like that, and they just scan the audience, they can scan. Oh, this guy's a red light. He's over there, so they'll be able to use that to track you. That's what I said. It's for that control, and they're trying to make the technology. They're trying to further the technology. They said they're going to make it smaller, and it's already was the size of a grain of rice. Now, with it being that small, people were already down for it, but now that they're making it even smaller, it's even more of a hooray for them or for people because they figure the smaller it is, the more minute it is, the less people will think about it. You know what I mean? People will be more willing to accept some form be put in their body the smaller it is. They're not going to take something, the size of a dollar bill and say, yeah, we're going to put this into your arm. No, they're not going to take that. But if you have something that can fit 15 times on a penny head, they'll take it because it's in their mind it's minute and it's less painful. Yeah.
The new offerings will result in a series of chips known as the Imping M700 Endpoint IC series, the company indicates. The firm says it is working with a select group of RFID technology partners to test, validate, and ensure the availability of RFID inlays containing the new ICs.
That's right. It's just getting their ducks in a row so that they have everything that they need once it's time to push this agenda.
Imping will demonstrate the chip's functionality at the RFID Journal Live conference and exhibition taking place next week in Phoenix, Arizona. This is a quote from Jeff Dawsey. He said, "What we're introducing are technology innovations upon which a new series of Imping M700 chips will be developed and released," says Jeff Dawsey, Imping Executive VP, Sales and Marketing. The new design enables significant shrinking of the size of the ICs, which Dawsett says will be able to accomplish more than predecessor models.
That's right. Like I said, they're going to make it smaller, but still be able to keep all the information to be downloaded on it. They're going to say, "Oh, we're going to put your health records on here. We're going to put your actual criminal history on here. Everything's going to be for your safety. So if there's any criminals in there, this alarm will go off. For anything that they can say. You know what I'm saying to ease your mind. They're going to say." Because that's what the devil does.
The new process.
The words of his mouth are smoother than butter. They are softer than oil, but war was in his heart.
The new process, leveraging recent semiconductor advancements, follows Moore's law, the theory that integrated circuit size reduces by half every 2 years. Imping has been able to shrink the logic area of the chip, Dawsey explains, enabling it to deliver a next-generation IC with better capabilities and to do so in a smaller form factor. This technology shift is the culmination of a decade of innovation, Dawson says, and represent Mping's most significant announcement since his first EPC UHF RFID project. The Monza chip was released in 2005. The M700 series will be the first built using this new design. The company expects the new ICs to enable small, effective, and lower cost tags that can be applied to everyday items, including small and expensive consumer goods for the purposes of brand authentication, loss prevention, or other applications.
Right, that right there is very important because they said they're making it more affordable. So if you have to chip, you know, freaking 2.5 billion people, that's gonna cost a pretty penny. It's not gonna be cheap. But if they're making more cost effective chips, they're gonna be able to justify that cost. Not only that, it also said it's gonna be used for loss prevention and what else?
Loss prevention and brand authentication.
Brand authentication. So if say that you got a polo shirt, or you can't fake a polo shirt if it has a polo chip in it. Okay, and loss prevention. If somebody steals said polo shirt and they know that it's not in the store, they can track said polo shirt, and then they'll know where you're at. So it's all coming to a head. Everything is leading towards this RFID chip being mass produced, and then uh, first being normalized with the people, so that people see that RFID technology is a normal thing, and then they're going to be pushing it as far as being chipped themselves. All right, can you go back to the blue letter and go to Revelation 14? I believe starting at verse 9 or so.
14. Dang, can't. 14. It went to 16. Your phone is tripping.
Yeah, Satan trying to take over again.
All right. Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. Hey, look at it. All right. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink from the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb.
That's right. So basically, if you take this RFID chip, that's gonna be your fate. You're gonna eat a missile. You're not gonna see the salvation. You're guaranteeing. First off, you have to be an Israelite for a chance of salvation. So if you were a heathen and you take it, you was already meant to drown anyway. You was already meant to be destroyed. But if you are of our people, if you are of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you actually have a chance of salvation. You're basically null and void of that salvation if you take this RFID chip. Uh, Go to Revelation 15, starting at verse 2, I believe.
Revelation chapter 15. Dang, see, look. Revelation chapter 15, verse 2. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High.
Keep going.
And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of the Most High, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord Yahweh Almighty. Just and just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. Who shall not fear thee, O Lord, and glorify thy name? For thou only art holy. For all nations shall come and worship before thee, for thy judgments are made manifest. And after that
No, that's cool. That's cool. So that's basically the elect being beamed up, because the way it's going to happen, the missiles are going to be coming down here to America, and the elect's going to be saved right in the nick of time, so to speak, and they're going to be beamed up into the ships. So the elect's going to be able to see the destruction beneath their feet from a bird's eye view. America being destroyed, that's that lake of fire, because you're going to see the land of America as a lake on fire, the whole land. That's why they call it the lake of fire. Um, and it said that judgments are what?
Thy judgments, for thy judgments are made manifest.
Thy judgments are made manifest. They It's showing you. All right, it's being manifested in front of your eyes. It's being showed to you in HD. All right, and really in RD, in real life, in real definition. Okay, you're gonna be able to see the destruction. Um, and with that said, Lord willing, you brothers are edified. This RFID chip is the last prophecy we need to come to pass. Of course, before that, we're gonna have to go through Jacob's trouble. There's a lot of things that we need to go through: financial crisis, World War III. But this chip is the ultimate thing that we were waiting on. So be diligent in this truth. Do what you got to do to be saved in that day, man. To be one of those guys who were on the ship, not one of those guys who were destroyed in that lake of fire. With that being said, I want to give all praise that's called law to Yahweh,
Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakar, Kadash.
Their honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Salutes to the honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring, and truth and sincerity, and women and children who follow. Shalom.
Shalom.